The cosmological arguments for God's existence. A cosmological argument is an expression of natural theology. It attempts to argue from the universe to God, and it's an argument that shows how the created things, the universe, everything points to a creator. There are three types of beings: a necessary being, that is a being that cannot not be. It is not reliant upon anything else. It is eternal and non-contingent. A contingent being is a being that does not have to be. It relies on something else for its existence. It is contingent upon something else. And a non-being is a state with zero ontological status, absolutely nothing. The law of causality says that every effect must have a cause. This is an analytically true statement and an extension of the law of non-contradiction. By definition, an effect is something that was brought into being by something else. And by definition, a cause is something that has a reaction or an effect. Infinity cannot be traveled through. It is not linear and it has no end. It is impossible to get to the end of something that has no end. Infinity has no end, and yet now is the last event in all the moments prior to now. If the sequence of events was infinite, we would never reach right now because we are on a linear progression, yet we're here now. Therefore, there cannot be an infinite series of events prior to now. The Kalam cosmological argument is very simple. It says whatever begins to exist must have a cause. Since the universe began to exist, the universe must have a cause. The first premise can be supported by the law of causality, and since it is analytically true, to say that self-causation is the case for the universe would be logically contradictory, since every effect must have a cause, and since the universe is a cause, it is an effect, it must have a cause. The second premise can be defended philosophically by following the logic of infinity. Since infinity is not linear, we cannot reach a linear point in time within infinity. Therefore, the universe cannot be infinite. Also, it can be proven scientifically, since the universe is expanding, as is evidenced by the red shift that Hubble discovered. And it also follows Einstein's theory of relativity, since expansion is necessary to keep the universe from collapsing. Many people try to refute the universe having a cause with quantum physics, and the claim says that at a subatomic level, subatomic particles come in and out of being out of nothing, defying the laws of logic. At a subatomic level, a quantum fluctuation occurred, bringing all the matter and energy of the universe into existence. But this is an example of something coming from empty time and space, not an example of something coming from absolutely nothing. Empty space is not nothing. There are surges of energy in empty space, but there are no surges of energy within nothing. This cannot occur in a timeless state. Since there's change occurring, we know that time is occurring, and you cannot disprove something that is analytically true with empirical evidence. Since it is analytically true, it would be ridiculous to try and use the scientific method to prove it or disprove it. Inferences that can be made about the cause of the universe The cause must be ontologically prior to time, space, matter, and energy. It must be immaterial and transcendent. The cause must be timeless, beginningless, and changeless. It must be uncreated, and the cause must be all-powerful in order to create all matter and energy. Since time and space had a beginning, the cause of time and space must be transcendent of time and space. The cause must be personal, since only two things exist beyond space and time: abstract objects and minds. Abstract objects have no causal power or will or desire to create anything. Therefore, the cause must be a mind. It must have its own volition to create. And God does not need a cause, since the law of causality says that every effect must have a cause, not every single thing must have a cause. Since God is not an effect, he does not need a cause. And he is an eternal necessary being. This kind of being does not need a cause. Furthermore, you don't need an explanation for an explanation in order for it to be the best explanation.